Yo noobs, you know what time it is? Welcome to GitHub for Noobs.
To GitHub for Noobs.
This is the fourth and last video of the series. In the first few videos we learned about the history of GitHub and how Git is used and a few common workflows. Then in the most recent video we performed those workflows using a desktop application that's developed by the company GitHub. So check those out if you haven't already. This week we're going to be doing all those same actions that we did last week, but this time on the command line. Now this is where I put my new badge on because I have never done this before. In order to create this video I had to go and learn all of this stuff this week. But you know what? It's not really that scary. You thought I was gonna jump scare you again, huh? You thought I was gonna, I'm not, trust me. I will never do that again. And to all the people that I made soil your pants, I am very sorry about that. And I won't do it again. No more jump scares on this channel for the rest of its existence, I promise. So thinking back to our last video, we want to do all the things that will allow us to recreate the functions of our last video, but this time in the command line. So I wrote a list of what we did. We cloned a repo, or created a repo and pulled it down from the server. We made changes like the pink background and so forth, and we committed them. Then we created a new branch. We switched branches. We did pull requests, and we learned how to delete branches. In a series that's intended to warm you guys up and to help you to get comfortable with the idea of using Git and GitHub, this is a pretty good outline. And it's not everything. Git is way more powerful than everything that we're covering here, but this is a great start, so let's do it on the command line. Okay, the first thing we said we wanted to do was clone a repo. Cloning a repo is just fancy Git talk for taking something that already exists and making it exist on my local machine. So taking it from the server and bringing it down locally, okay? In the last video, you saw me make the HTML and CSS. I've already created that stuff and it's in a repo on the server. So I'm gonna go to here. It's called GitHub for Noobs 2 because this is the second time we're using the same kind of code layout. Cloning a GitHub repo is really easy, but the first thing I need to do is think about where do I want to put it once I grab it and put it on my local system. So let me go to my terminal here, and I want to change directory CD to my desktop. And when I'm on my desktop, I'm going to make a drive, and I'm going to call it Git Repo Stuff. Okay, Git Repos is good. Okay, so I've made a folder called Git Repos. I want to change directory into Git-Repos, and now I'm inside Git Repos. Now here's where I want to clone it to. So I'll go back to GitHub. I'm going to go down here and click this button called Copy to Clipboard, and that just copies the Git URL, not the page URL, not this that we're at, but the Git URL, and it copies it to my clipboard. Now I'll type in Git clone, and we're using Git for the first time here. V and paste, and there we are. So now it's pulling down all of the code and all of the files in that repository to my local drive. Keep in mind that this tutorial does not cover installing Git through the command line, because last week when we used the Git application and we clicked, do you want to add command line tools? That's when we installed all this ability to, Git clone and do all that stuff. So I'm not even going to cover adding the Git application through the command line to your system. I'm assuming that you already have it. So there's that. Okay, so now we have all those files in there. Let's do an ls to see what folders we pulled down. Okay, we got GitHub for Noobs. So let's cd into GitHub for Noobs 2. And now we're inside of that, and let's ls and see all of the files that are in there. We have an index and style. Great. So we can, if we have Atom installed, like I do, you can type Atom and a space dot, and that will open Atom with the currently focused directory of terminal. So when I hit enter, it'll open Atom, and it will open in that directory that we're working on. So let me scoot this over there. So as you can see here in Atom, this is the same HTML and CSS from the last video. We don't need to get into what those are, but we want to go down here and to the very bottom of the CSS and make a small change. So we'll say body background pink and save it. And then when we open that file in our browser, we want to check that it is indeed pink, okay? So now let's go back to our terminal. If you press Command K with the terminal, you can just clean up everything, all like the previous history of text there. What I want to do now is just make sure that change has been kind of like noticed by Git. And so I want to say Git Status. Okay. Git Status is a command that will just kind of give you the 100-yard view of what Git is like right now. So it says that we're on our master branch. The branch is up to date, meaning that there's no commits on our on the server that are not locally. We have all that locally, and we have a few changes that are not staged, which is this. We have one file that's modified, and see how it's red? That means it's not ready to be committed yet. Git. Do you remember the check marks that were in the application? And I said that you have to have these things checked in order to make the commit. This is like the the corollary here on the terminal is that they have to be air quotes added. So what we're going to do is we're going to git add style.css and hit enter. And now it's been added. So let's do another git status. Oops, that's not even a thing. Git status. Okay, and we can see that we're on master branch, and these changes are added. So it's green, it's not red. That means it's ready to be committed. Okay, so we're gonna make this commit. Let me press K to remove all of that cruft there. So git status, it says we're ready to go. Now the command on the command line to commit these changes to the repository in the branch that I'm working on right now, which is master branch, is git commit. Now remember how in the GitHub application we had a space to write comments and stuff there? It's always a really great idea to write comments. To do that, you want to write -m. M means message, yeah. M means message, and then you'll write in the quotes, what is the message? What did we do? And we'll just write made the BG pink, and then end my quote. And then I'll make that commit. Great. So one file changed and 5 insertions, which means new lines. So I tabbed down a little bit and then made the 3 lines. Okay, so now we've made a commit. I know how scary and weird this crap is, so take a moment to give yourself a pat on the back because you just made your first commit on the command line. You're exceptional, and your mother loves you. Unless she doesn't, then I love you. So come here, I'll give you a hug. That's a good hug. Good job. All right, next we're gonna do a git status to make sure that our commit is looking good. So we're on our master branch, and my branch is ahead of the origin master. Origin means that it's on the server. Origin is far away. Local is what we're working on. So our origin master, we're ahead of that by 1 commit, right? So the next thing, it's giving me a prompt to use Git Push to publish my local commits to my origin, right? To sync it up that way. And we can do that, but before we do that, I want to show you something else. Let's go back to our code and just remove that line and save. We can verify that in our browser, so our background is back to being that gray color. And remember how in the last example of this, I wrote git add and then the file name. It's kind of tedious. Like what if you're working for like a half an hour or a while and you've got like 7 files or 30 files, right? Do you have to go there and write git add, git add, git add? That's a little tedious. So Git gives us a shortcut to do that. You can add and commit at the same time, and this is the shortcut. Git -a means add everything, and then -m for your message. And I'll say removed the pink BG. Okay, see, I made a noob mistake. I wrote git -a. What is git? Nothing. Okay, so what I should have written was this: git commit -a -m removed the pink BG. Git commit. I'm still a noob. Remember, I'm still a noob. All right. Now, what have we done? We have removed the pink background, 1 file changed. What that did was added the file and committed it in one brush. And if you have like 30 files, it will add them all and commit them all and add that one message. So this is like a shortcut. It'll save you a ton of time. You don't have to add one at a time. I know you were worried about that, so I'm glad that we talked this out. I'm glad we had this talk. All right, let's press Command K to clear all this messaging up. I'll show you another cool command called git log, and this will show you all of your commits over time, right? The most recent one was removed the pink background, but here's the made the background pink. And remember when we were setting up our Git, we put our name and like our email so like we could figure out who did this. And so like if you're looking at like a commit history from that you've inherited a code base, you can see who made all of these changes and when. So that's pretty good. And then this right here is called the commit hash. We're not going to deal with that today, but that is kind of like a it's a unique identifying number to this commit message or this commit. So that's all cool. You press Q to get out of this. I couldn't figure out how to get out of logs situation for a while. Like I was like, how do I get out of this? I can't type anything. It's weird. How you get out of this is you press the letter Q. Okay, now we're back to normal. Press Command K to clear everything up. All right, now let's again say that someone came to our desk and said, you know what would be awesome is if we didn't have a gray or a pink background, but we had a lavender background. A lavender background, it's such a crazy idea. It's such a crazy idea that I don't want to do it on my master branch. I want to create a new branch. So what we're going to do with the command line right now, just similar to what we did in the last video, we're going to create a new branch called crazy idea. You write git checkout and then write -b for creating a new branch and then the name of the new branch, which is called crazy idea. There you go. Crazy idea. So git checkout means switch branches, and putting that -b means it's going to be a new branch, and then the name of the new branch, crazy idea. So hit enter and then switched to new branch, crazy idea. Pretty awesome, right? You can type in at any time, type git branch, and this will give you like an overview of all the branches that are on your local system. Now I have two. I have master, and then I have crazy idea. And crazy idea has an asterisk, and it's green to let me know that this is the one that I'm looking at. If I go to Adam, I can see that I'm on branch crazy idea right here. It's pretty cool. And if I want to switch back to master, I write git checkout master. And then I've switched the branch to master, and you can see that it master is ahead of origin by 2 commits. And then when we switch to Adam, we have the master branch, and then this little up 2 means that it's ahead of origin by 2 commits, meaning we added the background pink and we took it away. Those are the 2 commits that we made. So let's switch back to git checkout. What's the one called? Oh, did you guys know this? If you press the up arrow on your keyboard right here, it like just cycles through all of the previous things you've written ever, even if they're wrong. So if I go up and go back to git checkout, and I could write crazy idea there, and now I'm back to switch to branch to crazy idea. So let's make a change to crazy idea. Let's make the background lavender. That's not how you spell lavender. That is. And we'll save that. Again, confirm that with our browser here, and then we'll do a git commit. Git commit m here. Our message is going to be bg2lavender. So, oh, look it, we're noobs again. We got an error. It says these changes were not staged for the commit. So we made a commit, but it had no changes in it, I guess, or maybe it didn't. No changes added to the commit. Let me say git c. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's try that again. Go up, git commit -a to add them all, and then -m, and then we wanted to call it bg2lav. Great, that was what we wanted to do. Now let's switch back to our master. And refresh our browser, and it should be gray because the lavender is on the lavender branch. And so that's what I just wanted to show you. So let's git checkout crazy idea again and switch back. Now it's lavender. So you see what's happening? Of course you do, because you're not a noob anymore. You're growing. We're all growing. So now's the hard part. what we want to do is we have this lavender background approved, and we all agree that it's the best idea in the world. But now we need to tuck it back into the master branch. We need to do what we did last week called a pull request. And so my Noobs is coming out right now. If you guys know better than me, like leave a comment down below. But I did a lot of research to try to find out, and a lot means like I Googled for 2 minutes, but like I couldn't figure out how to do this. And I found something that looked close, but in the end it wasn't. It's called request pull, like git request pull. And I don't know, like it wasn't what I was thinking it was. So here's what we're going to do to get that pull request happening when you're using GitHub and Git. Remember, we're in branch crazy idea right now. So what we want to do is we want to push this crazy idea up to Git, push the whole branch. So here's how you push a branch that you've created locally up to GitHub. I'm going to write git push and then -- set - upstream. And then I want it to go to my origin, which is on GitHub. And I'm going to push the branch crazy idea. Now, don't worry if you can't remember this all. Just Google it. How do I do a git push? And it's there. It's pretty easy to find. Git actually has some pretty great documentation. So I'm going to hit enter right here. And now what we're doing is we're pushing our local our local crazy idea branch up to GitHub. So it looks like we've done that. Let's go over to GitHub and hit refresh. And now we have the branch here, master, and when we click into the branches, we can see crazy idea is an option. And we also have this new yellow alert line here. This is pretty great. What GitHub does, it says, oh, you just pushed up a branch called crazy idea. Do you want to create a pull request right there? And I'm thinking like, I kind of do. So let's do that. So let me click this button, compare and create a pull request. And remember that little graphic that we had of master and with the crazy idea going into it last week? This is the same here. This is the base, and we're pulling in crazy idea. And GitHub has checked it and said, yeah, there's no conflicts with this code. It's good to merge. So we can just, write a message like, this is the best idea ever. And then create a pull request. Now I'm pretending I'm a different person. I'm gonna go and see, okay, look, there's no conflicts. We all agree that this is the best idea ever. And here are all the changes made. Looks pretty good. Let's merge it into the master. And all right, merge to master. Confirm. And it looks like our pull request has been accepted, successfully merged and closed. So this pull request is closed. Let's delete the branch like we did last time. And now we have, if we go back to our branch list, we have just one. We just have just master. But if we go back to our command line, and let's clean this up, and we type git branch, we can see that we have two branches, and we want to kind of get rid of this extra branch. It's already been merged up. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to master, and then we're going to pull in the changes that happened over on the server on github.com, and then we're just going to delete our local version of Git a crazy idea. So here's how we're going to do that. Git checkout master, and we've switched to the master branch. This is great. And so now we want to pull all the information from the server onto our local master because it had the pull request up there and we need to get that. So we'll write git pull, and that's going to pull everything down from master. Now if we do git status, we're the same. Nope. Yeah, I did mean status. Thank you, git status. Your branch is up to date. That's what we wanted. Okay, and the next thing we need to do is delete the crazy idea. Let me clear that with Command K, and then we'll write git branch, and then we'll check out all the branches, right? We're on master, crazy idea is also there. We'll write again git branch, and then after that we'll write -- delete, and then the name of the branch we want to delete, which is crazy idea. And it's happened. So let's look at git branch again. What, did I just create a branch called delete? Oh, I think it's because I put a space right here. Whoa, Travis, you're such a noob right now. Okay, I mean, it's called GitHub for Noobs. Let's fix this. Git branch, space, or dash, delete, and then delete, because we're deleting. This is embarrassing. So we're deleting the branch called delete. Okay, and then we'll do git branch to check out our branches now. All right, we just have the 2 branches again. And then we'll do that same thing, git branch delete, but this time we'll call it crazy. I can't believe we created a branch. All right, and then git branch, and now we only have master. Fantastic. And then for good measure, let's just do a good old-fashioned Git Status. And we have 1 branch, and it's master, and it's up to date with our origin, and there's nothing to commit. Working directory is clean. That is an awesome message that makes me happy on all my inside parts. Ah, we did it. We're no longer noobs. Okay, well, we're still noobs, right? I mean, between you and me, we're noobs. But the truth is, you kind of want to stay noobish as long as you can. And there's just like something really freeing about being like, hey, I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can learn. That's what noobs do. So stay hungry. Stay noobish. You know, there's a group of people who love dev tips, and they believe in what we're doing here so much that they decided it'd be a good idea to donate $1 or $2 for every tutorial video that I make. Now, this is not the vlogs or the whatever other videos. These are just the tutorial videos that come out every Monday. These people get the videos early, and they also get live hangouts, dev tips chat. Check out patreon.com/devtips to learn more. Next week, we're going to start on a new topic. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome because I'm not bragging or anything, but they usually are. So, you know, there's that. If you've missed last week's vlog called My 20-Hour Day, just be sure to check it out. I take you with me for every minute of a 20-hour long day in which I'm making videos, going to work at Google, making podcasts, hanging out with my family. The whole thing is in there. If you're interested in the vloggy type of content from Dev Tips, this is one you don't want to miss. All right, everyone, keep on hacking. Bye. You know what time it is? Yo, noobs, you know what? Yo, noobs, you know what time it is? Welcome to GitHub for Noobs. You know what time it is? Yo, noobs, you know what time it is? Welcome to GitHub for Noobs. To GitHub Noobs. Yeah! Wow. We did it! I have no idea what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be awesome. I'm sure of it. Somebody told me. Ah! Help me, Jesus. Whew. Okay. Ah! We did it. We're no longer noobs. Okay, well, we're still noobs.